Nigerian government is currently in a closed-door meeting in Abuja over Simon Ekpa's call for Biafra's independence in December. There is heavy tension in Aso Rock right now over the call of Simon Ekpa for Biafra's independence in December 2nd, 2024. Nigerian authorities are very much concerned over the Biafran independence movement, with recent diplomatic engagements and international support for the movement, particularly in the US, raising anxiety in Abuja. Just imagine this: Abuja, the seat of Nigerian power, is buzzing with hushed voices, anxious meetings, and hurried plans. Why? Because there is a growing movement, one that has been in the works for years, but is now surging with new energy and focus. The push for an independent Biafra. This movement is led by passionate activists and has recently caught the attention of international players, especially in the United States of America. The Nigerian government, aware of these developments, sense that the Biafra movement has become more than a domestic issue. Support from international figures, particularly from diplomatic circles in the US, has turned up the pressure on Nigerian officials. To them, this is more than just local agitation. It is a movement drawing global interest. As the Nigerian government tries to make sense of it all, there is a mix of worry and urgency in Abuja. The government sees the Biafra's movement activism not just as talk of separation, but as a clear strategic roadmap for independence, a roadmap that seems to be gaining momentum and validation on a world stage. The Nigerian government, headed by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, are currently in a closed-door meeting deliberating on what to do concerning the declaration of Biafra independence in December 2nd, 2024 by Simon Ekpa. There is hot seat in Abuja right now because the Biafra agitation has already gone viral, and there is a lot of diplomatic appeal and a lot of diplomatic connection going on concerning this Biafra movement. They are currently looking for a way to stop Simon Ekpa from what he is doing. Currently, they are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu hostage at the DSS dungeon, and they are trying to make a report to the European Union so as to extradite Simon Ekpa from Finland to Nigeria so that he can be prosecuted. However, Simon Ekpa is not bothered about the meeting. The essence of the meeting from a top source is to stop the Biafra movement and to halt the movement from gaining international recognition. Recently, the Biafra movement, through the leadership of Simon Ekpa, has been gaining support massively from global audience and also making allies with international body. So right now, the Nigerian government, under the leadership of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, are currently in a closed-door meeting deliberating on what to do so as to stop the Biafra independence from coming into actualization. Meanwhile, Simon Ekpa has stated that the Biafra citizen goes beyond Igbo alone, that Biafra has to do with Delta, Edo, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, and even some parts of Ondo State, that they all share history and tradition with Biafrans, that the Biafra is not just the Igbos, but those in Delta, those in River State, those in Akwa Ibom State, those in Edo State, and some parts of Ondo State. However, some Biafran supporters have claimed that Nigeria has distorted historical maps and divided ethnic groups to weaken Biafran unity, citing their legal case in African court challenging these boundaries and the right of self-identified Biafrans to correct these imposed changes. For Biafran supporters, the story goes far beyond political lines. It is about history, culture, and identity. They believe that Biafra was once a cohesive territory with shared culture and traditions, but this unity was broken. They saw that over the years, Nigeria government redrew maps and redefined borders, splitting up ethnic communities and weakening the sense of unity. Imagine belonging to a community only to be told through shifting boundaries and redrawn map that your identity now belongs to different administrative units. According to Simon Ekpa, Biafran Republic government in exile has taken this issue to court. In an African court, they have challenged these boundary changes, arguing that they were forced on their people without consent. They demand recognition of their cultural and historical tiers, saying that this division do not reflect their shared identity. By seeking this legal recognition, they hope to preserve a piece of their history and re-establish their collective identity as Biafrans. One of the most powerful aspects of the Biafra movement is its call for unity among people who share Igbo roots and those with close ties to Biafran culture. Biafran advocates often point out that many who consider themselves Biafran can be found across southeastern Nigeria and even into areas like Delta and Ondo states. They emphasize that these communities, regardless of current state boundaries, share a common history and heritage. They view the Biafran struggle not just as a political cause, but as a movement to honor and preserve this shared culture. But it isn't always easy. Some leaders from this region deny this shared Igbo identity, often for political reasons. Simon Ekpa stated that these denials are attempts to weaken the Biafran unity. However, to many Biafrans, these connections are undeniably weaving deeply into the culture, language, and customs that they share. Biafran supporters see Nigerian politics as deeply flawed. They argue that the way Nigeria is divided into states and regions was designed in a way that fragments their community. In the eyes of the Biafra movement, this division weren't established democratically, but were instead forced upon communities to dilute their power and reduce the chances of unity. The decision that divided Nigeria into its current structure were made by the central government in Abuja, but Simon Ekpa argues that this decision did not have the consent of the people most affected. He believes that such division serves as a tool for control, weakening any one group's ability to stand independently. From the Biafran perspective, these political maneuvers ignore the will of the people and are more about keeping a hold on power than about fair representation. The movement aims to strengthen unity among Biafrans from within. It is a path they believe will allow them to claim their identity and independence without repeating the violence of the past. I will play the video for you guys to watch and see for yourself.
Champlain, are you ready?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, right on.
My question is that I'm calling from the south of Nigeria. So my question is that when Biafra emerged, we the southern state, precisely I'm from the Ijaw region. So how are we going to do the people that are in Ondo State, because it just spread to Ondo State.
Thank you very much. That's where diplomatic and political approach comes in. That's what they call changing the demography, which Nigeria have done. Nigeria have also distorted our map. And this particular case, we have brought it to the African court in Banjul, specifically stressing out the Nigeria tactics to divide and destroy our people by distorting map. And this is not acceptable under any international law for a government to distort map of the people. So we have that particular right and mandate to correct the distortion of our map without the consent of the people by the Nigeria state. It is the same thing they did in creating this geopolitical zone without a referendum. You just wake up one morning, somebody will will pass a bill that create this state. And then they start debating it. People who never represented your interest will stand in Abuja in one rep chamber, start debating, okay, let us have the state. No, let us not have the state. Those who support it say nay. Those who support it say nah. And then they will just vote those nonsense. And then before you know it, you wake up and they say, you are no longer Okechukwu. You are now Nadi. No, we are visiting the root cause of the problem, which is dissolving everything Nigeria created from 1960 is not recognized by us. That's where we are going, my brother. Everything from the seized political zone down to the lowest is not recognized. And that is the stand of this Biafra Republic government in exile and the Biafra de facto government in the homeland, which is the reason we already have our 40 United States of Biafra. So we are making it very clear. Whatever Nigeria created from 1914 is not recognized. That is the foundation we are destroying.
Mr. Rafumechi, let us look at the proposed state being organized by the senator representing Delta North Senatorial District. I'm talking about Nig Govt, and it has to do with Delta North Senatorial District.
Yes.
They are proposing Anyama states. And according to him, they intend to add to the southeastern part of the country to become C states in the southeastern geographical zone. We understand that the Delta North are Igbo speaking part of Delta states. It won't look like the Igbo part of Delta trying to unite with their brothers. It looks as if Nig Govt is leading the struggle. And we have seen Ekpa, who is the former governor of Delta State, from the same region, saying, you cannot count me out, I'm an Igbo man.
Thank you so much. You see, what Nig Govt is doing recently has actually at least defined him as a true Igbo son. And I could not even fathom the level. Ekpa Okowa, the former governor of Delta State, they just ended administration of Ekpa Okowa. I think he was there for 8 years. The man actually came out with assertion earlier on, I think how many years now, up to 2 years, that Igbo Deltas are not Igbo Deltas. They are 100% Igbos. Nobody should be coming out in Nigeria. I mean his speech then and claim that he's an Igbo Delta. Once you are from Igbo, you are among the Kaibos, you are Igbo. Stop saying you are Igbo Deltas. So I believe that Okowa is supporting him. Then Nig Govt is 100% Igbo. If you look at him, he's an Igbo man, Ogaya like Obu, and he's doing the actual thing every rich Igbo man should be doing. He's not trying to deny his ancestry. He's coming out to tell you that we are all Igbo. So what I'm trying to say is that the struggle embarked by that gentleman, Nig Govt, is a welcome one by all the Igbos in diaspora, all the Igbos within Nigeria. That is how an able, educated Igbo man should be doing. You don't deny yourself because of oil. You don't deny yourself by Fulani, sold item, packaged, well-packaged item sold to you. And you will become, an alien, a stranger, a foreigner in your land, denying yourself of your nationality. Maybe because of the oil well, promise you. Or maybe another awaiting or much awaited position promised to you by the then administration of Muhammad Abati Buhari. So let me tell you, Nig Govt is a good man. See, let me tell you, by the time he started stammering, when they ask you where is your father, you actually know that your father is not your father. You are not the son of that land. So every Igbo man that comes from Igbo land and start denying Igbo land is a foreigner. See, let me tell you, that's why I'm questioning for the paternity of Hope Uzodimma. Because I said to myself, could it be that Hope Uzodimma is a real born of our local community? I think Hope Uzodimma should be at least own it up that bringing military onslaught, military escalation again back to Igbo land after 54 years ago is an abomination of the highest order. The creation of that land with bombardment, blood of the innocent has written to him, someone that is not from Igbo land. Ned Nwoko is a real son of the Igbos. We use Ned Nwoko, the like of Ivan Yokowa, the Chibok family, the Achuzies, the Opanamu man, henchman, that Chukwu Kaduna Nzogo, then this Obuesi of Asaba. What is that his name? Sonny Odogu. These are the Igbo deltas that own it up, that what transpired in 1970 after under the watch of Muhammad Buhari. 1,000 Asaba men were mown down with blood and sent to their early grave, which of course made most of the landlords we have at Asaba, Oko, today, women, only landladies, because all their husbands were disallowed in 1970 after the war. So it is bad, very bad for someone like Okorocha to deny his origin, someone like Hope Uzodimba to subject all his brothers and sisters to genocide. If you ask me now, I always call him a genocidalist. Yeah, because he's allowed his people, he's allowed the people in his community, sending all of them to his early grave. It is wrong. Hope Ned Nwoko is a good man.
As at the same time, Ned Nwoko is fighting to unite the Igbos in the Delta Sea with their brothers in the eastern part of the country. We have seen the Samonekpa trying to set the record straight, asking questions as to do with the place of the Ichos in Biafra. He asserted that yes, these are Biafrans.
Everybody on the coastal line of Biafra are Biafrans. But what I cannot educate, debate now is no need of arguing on what has been so, factual. It's a fact, is a fact studied, driven argument when Simon Ekpa is telling all the Jaws, all the Niger Deltans that they are Igbos. It is a fact studied argument. But what I cannot do now is to beg a German to become Igbo man. No, I can't beg a German to become. You see what I cannot do? I cannot beg Urobo man to become Igbo man. I cannot go along begging Isoko man to become an Igbo man. It is bringing me down. Because of course, we all come from a place, we all have history. All of them, they have history and they know it. Ndi Sabo in Anambra State are the Jaws. So these people, we cannot beg anybody. And let me tell you, Samuel is listening to me. Samuel is not needed to beg anybody. Nnamdi Kanu is not needed to beg anybody. We are Biafrans. When we go, we go. If you just want to stay there, let them stay on their own. But I want to tell you, Ijo no do there. Vaya mano na ani mmadu kahano. Ani ahano bana Biafra. And by Ejina, when we will go, I might hire me. Iyano na nam, except never my brother. On Amunaga proof. And they are living on my land. I will not have to. Will you evict them? No eviction. No eviction now. And I want a communal land ownership in Igbo land. We settle it. We go to a village square. We talk. We settle it. There are many orators in various villages, communities across Igbo land. They will talk or speak them into believing that they come from that land. We don't have the aim, the ideology of wasting the blood of the innocent. No. But we go to the Obwe, the village square. There are places that we commune anytime there is communal land clash or ownership struggle, strife. We settle it there. There are people that can speak. We have motivational speakers across Igbo communities that they settle all this kind of land feud. Land feudism is not young in Igbo land. It has come of age. It did not start today. If a German is sitting away from the Igbos, we know how to talk them back. Tell them to come. After all, they are Ochukus. They are in Benin. They are in Akwibom. They are Ochukus. All over the whole coastal line of Biafra. They are Ochukus. They are everywhere. Another Anoliog, we talk them. We talk sense into them. I don't know whether you understand. Everybody comes from a place. Nobody has ever been created by God. That's where God created you. If God created you and you stayed there, all of us would have been at where? Garden of Eden. Have you seen Garden of Eden? It still exists. We for not come here. But God created us, we started spreading. At a stage, we started questioning ourselves. What about the West? The Western Atlantic. Is there no land there? People started questioning until Christopher Columbus voyaged right-hand side of the Atlantic. As he moved and moved, I don't really understand. The new world was discovered. So you must come to a place. You must at least migrate into foreign, strange places. That was how everybody spread across the globe, across the earth. So it just, they don't understand. We will teach them. Kinjaja of Opobo is from Arochukwu. Okay, what is it that Bonny Island people will tell me? Bonny Island people, they are Igbos. Okay, we know history. We know the reason why they stop us from reading history in the school, so that we, me and you will be Mugu. If Iliyasu, Osman could today deviate from being Igbo man, don't you know that they have gone a long way to cover our eyes from understanding who we are? Before you know it, I will become Alhaji Raphael. They will end my name with Osman. Okay, anybody that is telling them to denounce Biafra must denounce his own religion. See, let me tell you, I won again. There was this man, Yerima Chetima. Okay, what I'm saying is neither abusive nor illegal. Chetima Yerima said, Nnamdi Kanu should denounce Biafra. And I sent my package to him yesterday. It's online now, trending. Yerima Chetima should denounce Islam if Nnamdi Kanu should denounce Biafra.
No, thank you very much.
I am not sponsored. This is my business to enlighten my people. It is my business to enlighten my people, and I must do it. The reason you see I have not faded away, in spite of the fact that people are calling this, that, I will not fade because I am not sponsored. This is me coming to tell you that we, as Ikwere people, are Igbo people. Typical Igbo. My fathers in my community, everybody is aware of this, and they know we are Igbo. Nobody can deceive Igbo people. If you can deceive them 50 years ago, today we have technology. We will spread the information that we are not Benin people. We are typical Igbos. In fact, I will bring all the clans of Ikwere land to affirm that they are all Igbos. You can no longer deceive us. Elijah Amadi did it for a purpose, because in order to avert the onslaught of our people by the Nigerian soldiers, that is why Elijah Amadi carried out that action and said, Ikwere people are not Igbo, we are not Igbo, just to avert that invasion and onslaught of our people. You know, the same onslaught happened in Asaba. And so when that 4,000 persons died, normally there was fear that was driven into Ikwere land and the rest indigenous Igbos of River State. That was what caused some of us to now say, we are not Igbos, in order to avert the onslaught. But today, the civil war has ended. We can no longer continue with the lies anymore. It is time for us to embrace our ancestry, for God's sake. Every tradition, culture, name, and everything, including community names, are Igbo. Where did the ancestors come from? Why are they bearing Igbo name? All the progenitors, why are they bearing Igbo name? That is the question. I want you to help me. Answer me those questions. If you say we are not Igbo, why are our ancestors, all our progenitors, bearing Igbo name? And why are the communities bearing Igbo names? Why does our culture and tradition, everything symbolizes Igbo? Why do you have gods like Amadioha, gods like Rem? The same thing you call Rem in Ikwere land, some part of Abakaleke people call it Rem. What is all this? If you bring 1,000 Ikwere people, I will bring 1,000 Ikwere people that will affirm that they are Igbo. Since you want us to do it this way.
And someone is busy visiting, okay, they should go to Ebonyi State now. If you visit that community, when someone Ekpa comes from, you can't come back alive. Do you know their names? They are the machete killers in Igbo land. They use machete to fight. That is how we know them. Eza, Abakaleke, Amikwo, Izi, Ishuelu, Oga. They are the machete fighters, killers of 1970s. Have you heard of Mwipoko Mao? No be Olumba. He dealt with the British during British regime. They look for this man. This man was running a cult. Oga, they cut machete one on one. Maybe say sword. Sword, he will be chieftain. No, machete. Ibuemu, Ebuengi. And when you kill, you will go to police station and submit the head. Now you are responsible. That is what is called Odogu. All of you in this Lagos, Odogu, anybody who see one of the Odogu, they call him Odogu. The village where he comes from, they are all Odogus. They are the machete killers in Igbo land. They don't want us to read history. That's why they don't want us to know the previous events in Nigeria. Oga, we Boko Mawu, we not read history. He dealt with the British. 1978, they rounded all of them all. He married many wives. He initiated many people into his cult. They are from Simon Ekpa area. Iza machete killers. They are very, very valiant. They are the men of valors we have in Igbo land. When you are talking of Odogu, you are wasting time. Gun is, you stay distance and you shoot. This is machete direct to you. It will cut you. So Simon Ekpa is not the issue. This government should work out modalities, to make the country what? Move forward and work. Other Nigerians are subjected to annihilation, and very soon it will happen. No government has ever been like this in the history of this country. Okay, I know what actually happened in 1966. You don't see introduce unitary system of government. On his way to visit Southwest, he was what? Killed, ambushed by the military. Okay, since then, after Aguiros, go on fought Igbos for how many months? 6 months. Since 1970, Nigeria was good until 1979. After Obasanjo handed over to Chagari, we started hearing what was called then austerity measure. From austerity measure, Buhari took over. From Buhari, overtake. That's Babangida. Okay, that was how Nigeria scattered till today. And the cause of our problem is never, Igbo man can never be traced to our plight today. Economic plight, social plight, political plight. Igbo man, nothing. Igbo man has been exonerated of any crime. See, before you know it,
the Biafra movement is now at a pivotal point, with global attention and an upcoming convention in Finland. This event is expected to gather notable figures from around the world who will observe and witness the determination of a people eager to regain their identity and autonomy. For Biafrans, this convention isn't just a gathering, it is a historic event that could be seen as the culmination of a struggle that has been ongoing for decades. As the Nigerian government watches, tensions remain high. The Biafra movement believes that this is a once-in-a-century moment, a chance to reshape history and leave a legacy for future generations. They are calling on the world to witness their journey, their hope, and their dreams for a Biafra where they can freely celebrate their identity and heritage. This isn't just a political story, it is a story of people and their connection to a land and culture they hold so dear, as they seek recognition, respect, and a future where they can define themselves. This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.